what's going on? It is the day before New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. It's gonna be a new year for everybody. You got all your New Year's Eve resolutions taken care of? You got all your parties set up, all your plans? You got your Uber drivers ready? Because you're all gonna go out and get shit-faced. And from what I see here, there's going to be new DUI laws? Not laws, but maybe I think they're lowering the alcohol content that makes you over the limit. New alcohol, New Year's Eve drunk, well, maybe that might be it. New alcohol, New Year's Eve, consequence for drunk driving. No. There's okay, well, we'll read this article. But there is, law enforcement celebrates bill. I definitely thought I saw an article about new limits. Maybe I'll go back to full news. But anyway, what are you guys doing for New Year's Eve? You going out? You going out, or are you going to stay in? We're having people over. We're having a New Year's Eve party. I personally would like to, this is a selfish thing, I know. My favorite New Year's Eve was when we stayed in. I went out. I bought the expensive champagne. Champagne. That sounded like Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Ding dang dong dong ding ding dong dong ding dang da 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 da. I know for sure. Ding ding dong dong ding ding dong dong ding dang. Anyway, how do you get away with putting that in a song? Oh, you're very disrespectful to my common man. We do not sound like that. Anyway. Now Fox News just puts up ads. That's fun. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, my favorite New Year's Eve is when we stayed in. I went out, I bought the good champagne. I went out, I got seafood. I got crab legs, scallops. I bought us both really nice steaks. What the fuck is going on here with this thing? All right, fuck that. Really nice steaks, and I, cooked everything up. We made a big bed in the living room with all the blankets and bed sheets and everything and pillows. And we watched everything on TV. We toasted at New Year's Eve at midnight. And that was great. That was awesome, in my opinion. And then the next morning we get up and I go, and my fiance goes, that was fun. That was really fun. And I'm thinking, great, this is awesome. Maybe this will be our new thing. And her next sentence is, but next year we should go out somewhere. Oh! Can't win. Can't win, people. Can't win. I need two new light bulbs for this fucking house. There are 2 lights out in this room. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I would like to do. But no, we gotta have a party. But at least that's better than having to drive and go somewhere else. So I guess it's meeting halfway, I guess is what you'll call that. She thinks we're having 20 to 30 people. I hope that's not true, because we have a townhouse, and that's going to be crowded as fuck. But we will see where it goes. I can't find that article. Oh, well. But I'm smoking food for New Year's Eve. I'm smoking brats. I'm making smoked mac and cheese, and I'm making chicken wang. Making some chicken wang. Chicken wang. So that's what I'm making for this New Year's Eve. And there's going to be other food, of course. There's not going to be just that. And we are getting shit-faced. I'll repeat it again. Shit-faced. That's my New Year's Eve plan. So this episode, I just wanted to kind of maybe play some of the things that over the past year, even though I don't think it's been a whole year, but this is episode 25, so there's 25 goddamn episodes. So I wanted to play you guys some of my the things that I thought were funny over the last 25 episodes and kind of recap the year a little bit. So we're going to go through some news, and I might not do it. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. But we're going to go through a little bit of news here real quick, and then I'll play some of the bits that I thought was funny. Oh, top 10. Oh, this article's fucking stupid. It's titled, 10 times it's totally okay to drive drunk on New Year's Eve. Never, never, never. And it says it 10 times. Ugh. Okay. Dummies. All right. The main news story that I wanted to get to. Women's March event. Now, is it a women's march event, like where they're marching, or is it a women's event in March? I don't know. Canceled over concerns of being overwhelmingly white. Organizers of a women's march rally slated for Northern California. Northern California all the way to Tacoma. I think that's how that goes, right? Next month have canceled the event, saying they were concerned that participants would have been overwhelmingly white. Because that's the fucking problem. We have too many white people. There's too many of us. White people are the devil. White people the devil. Where are the white women at? Yeah, that's exactly the problem. It's too white. We need to have a diverse crowd of people. Diversity is our country's greatest strength. Is that why it works so well? Not being an asshole here, but cultures seem to like other people from their own culture, whether it's white, black, whatever. Each group seems to get along better with their own people. Well, except for inner city. Is poverty a culture? Anyway, in a news release, organizers for the march in Eureka, about 270 miles north of San Francisco, a bunch of upside down stools in that town, said Friday the decision was made after many conversations between local social change organizers. Yuck! Social change organizer. I want to grow up to be a social change organizer. If your child says that to you, it's time to drive far, far away and dangle them out the window by their foot and try to hit some road signs, because your child is a piece of shit. I want to be a social change organizer, Dad. Get in the car, kid. And supporters of the march. Up to this point, the participants have been overwhelmingly white, lacking representation from several perspectives. Oh, I guess the perspective. Up to this point, God, I'm so stuffy. Kelsey, miss you. Up to this point, the participants have been overwhelmingly white, lacking representation from several perspectives in our community. So what? Does it matter when you're doing a march like this for women's rights? Isn't really the only prerequisite that you be a woman? I think that's pretty much all you have to be to be in a women's march. And there's some fucking dudes in this women's march too, I see. Cucks. But anyway, I'm going to be the white knight. I believe in everything they're saying. Yeah, walk all over me, while she goes and fucks the guy that's a badass. According to a Census Bureau, that's to Census Bureau data from July, Humboldt County, where Eureka County is the seat, what? I don't know what that means, is 74% non-Hispanic white. Isn't that just called white? I was appalled, to be honest. Oh my God. I understand wanting a diverse group, however. Amy Sawyer Long. Yep, we gotta hyphenate. We can't just take the man's last name. We have to hyphenate, because I'm a person too. You can't change me. I understand wanting a diverse group. However, we live in a predominantly white area. Not to mention, how is it beneficial to cancel? No matter what race people are, they still want their voices heard. I agree with that. Amy Sawyer Long, even though you sound a little cunty with the hyphenated last name. Anyway, the rally, which had been planned for January 19th, would have commemorated the third anniversary of the original Women's March, which was held on January 21st, the day after President Trump took office. The group said it's exploring shifting the rally to March to celebrate International Women's Day. Don't you women realize you run shit now? You control everything. Yeah, but most men in this country run the businesses and the big CEOs and everything. They're all men. Yeah, but if that guy goes home and his wife's a fucking asshole and doesn't have sex with him, fucking shits on him every second of the day he's at home, that's going to affect how that CEO goes into work the next day, and that could affect how he runs his company. Women run shit. Don't you figure that out? Haven't you learned that? Maybe you're just all slower at learning than I thought. I don't know. The rally, okay. The group said it's exploring shifting. Yeah. Women shifting. Yeah, okay. Driving manual vehicles. I can't even drive one. The Women's March movement has been marred by complaints from some black and Latina women who raise concerns that their input is often disregarded or overlooked. Really? Really? By the way, how can a girl wearing, what the hell do the Muslim women wear? A hijab? Hijab? Hobnob? Suck my knob? What is that the thing that they wear on their head? They're one of them Al Akbar broads is it was part of the freaking Women's March leaders. How is that fucking possible? What rights are you and she's wearing the fucking thing on her head. Guess what? That's one of the things you should be against. As a man who enjoys having sex with women, or myself, that right there where you have to cover your whole fucking body. That whole religion. Anyway, how does that? How do you get to be a women's rights leader? Anyway, the cancellation of the event of the march in California. Blah blah blah. There's no march. There's no rally. The Chicago organizer said, "We're going to provide ways for people to organize and take action in their local communities." Oh my God, here we go, watch it. This is good. Meanwhile, the Women's March national leadership has faced accusations of anti-Semitism because of ties to the Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan, who is a fucking piece of shit. Look him up. Do your Google research, people. People. Do your research, people. Do you? Anyway. In a speech in February, Farrakhan praised a Women's March co-president, Tamika Mallory, and declared the powerful Jews are my enemy. Yeah, that sounds like a guy you want to have on your back. Leaders of Women's March, blah, blah, blah. Nation of Islam is considered a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center, as it should be. Again, do your fuck research. You cocksucks. You cocksucks. Okay, so that's the news for there. I'm going to play a few, not all. We're not going to go and play, all kinds of fucking shit. But we're going to play a few clips from the past. So I hope you enjoy these moments. They were some of my favorite. And I will see you all after the new year. I might pop back in here. I don't know. Maybe you'll hear from me. Maybe you won't. It's going to be a surprise. Anyway, here's the clips. This first one is the David Fine interview, the first podcast. We talk about Dave's awkward situations with girls growing up. Okay, tell me your most awkward, let's go from elementary to junior high, relationship story.
Oh yeah, so I asked a girl out I'm Jewish. I asked a girl out at my bar mitzvah and she said no.
Ooh!
Said no.
Ooh, was this early in the day?
This was but it was like sort of a build-up for the entire thing. Like, in 7th grade, I told one of my friends, I think I'm going to do this. My friend Ethan, who works in New Orleans now, and he was like, oh, we got to try to, and then he talked to someone else. Like, how can we get them to be by themselves?
Oh, geez, because you had to be by yourself at that age.
Like in 7th grade. And I think eventually I was just like, hey, want to go see a movie sometime? I don't know. And she's just like, I'm not really sure, and that was
just blew it off.
At the time, 7th grade, David thinks there's still a chance, she's not sure. But now 12,
you know what that means.
Now, like 13, 14, 15 years later, David knows like that's a load of
Yes.
So that's probably the most awkward one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a good one. I was dating. This is how shallow elementary school Justin was. This girl, we were okay. You call it dating. You went nowhere. You didn't.
Your parents drop you at the movie theater.
Yes, and when you're past each other in the school hallway, you avoid. You don't even look at each other.
No.
You just kind of, we're together. I'm not ever going to talk to you. But at least in this small town, it is. And so she ended up spraining her ankle or something like that. And then somebody. This is the harshness of kids. Somebody. So she was on crutches, and somebody had told me that the girl had a back brace. And made fun of me for dating a girl with a back brace.
Like back brace, like she was heavier,
No,
or
no,
not like
no,
not
she
like a
wasn't
brace.
that big.
No. Like,
No,
you know, you have
she-
like things that.
Yeah, her back, I guess, as they figured out, was not forming correctly.
Okay.
She had like a
like scoliosis.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Remember that word?
yes,
That's a throwback word. Sorry.
yes. No, you're way more educated. We'll figure more of that out later. But yeah, so. She had a back brace on, so then I didn't even notice early on. And then I started looking at her. I'm like, oh yeah, I can see she has a back brace on. And it freaked me out. And then I was getting made fun of. So, of course, I got to do damage control as 6th grade Justin.
Yeah.
So, it's Valentine's Day. And we've only been going out like a week or two. Going out. And she goes, oh, we don't have to get anything for each other, it's Valentine's Day. And, I bought that. Good, because I'm not staying with you long anyway. I didn't want to have to, ask my parents to borrow money. So Valentine's Day comes around. Here she is on her crutches and her back brace with a bag of stuff that she got me.
No.
And I have nothing.
No.
I have nothing. And then I go, oh, well, I didn't get you anything. She goes, no, it's okay. It's fine. I said we didn't have to get anything. And then I felt completely guilty and horrible. So all I had was change from my lunch money. And she was, oh yeah.
You paid her.
Oh yeah. I gave her about $1.25 in change. And she's like, no, I don't want that. I dumped it in her backpack that she was carrying with her, knowing she couldn't chase me because she was on crutches, and ran to my next class. Plus, there's like 40 more of those. But we don't have to talk about all of them. This is about you.
She's in the fault there. Like, I just went like.
Yeah, she shouldn't have had a back brace, right? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm
because,
kidding.
if there's an agreement not to get each other something, it's always the guy is always only the one that can lose in this situation.
Yes.
So
you're better off being safe.
Yeah,
I learned that.
That's her fault. That's her fault. I have no problem saying that.
That was David Fine, the broadcaster for the Reading Royals hockey team. This next clip is Northern Berks Regional Police Chief Brian Horner talking about some of the lighthearted stuff that you do when you're on the police force, just to kind of take the edge off and then have a little humor in your day. There's got to be some humor in this job.
There's been plenty. I mean, I could tell you stories.
That's why you're here.
Oh my God!
So, what are some of the things?
We were just talking about this. We just hired 3 new guys, and we had one of them that we just did a 6-month evaluation, and we were there. The 3 sergeants and him and I were in the office, closed door, and it's like, boy, we could tell you a hell of a lot of shit that we did when we were younger. Screwing with each other. Like, that, the one patrolman was working, so you would, call him on the phone. We had Nextels that you did the direct. Yeah. So it's like, hey, where you at? What are you doing? And so you find out where he's at. Well, what you do is then you shut the lights off when you see where he's at, and you blow by him, and then he chases after you, and he's calling a pursuit in, and things like that. You screw with each other. I mean, it just, like, the biggest one was, my chief that just retired, and the one sergeant that's still there. They screwed me when I was young. They screwed me so bad it was unbelievable. I felt like a jackass. But anyways, what happened was...
What do you mean? What did they do to you?
Well, I was working night shift. I'm still young, okay? Yeah. And here what they did was they set me up that there were... it was on Alani Orchards. So they had the apple orchard, and the apple homes, where the Mexicans and that would, stay and then they would go out and pick apples and everything. Well, here in that area, what they did was they set me up that it was suspicious activity, that, somebody was reporting something. Well, here I drove back the dirt lane to where the apple trees were, and here there was a flare lit in the road. Okay, and it's like, and I pull up and I said, somebody lit a flare, in the middle of the road. But then I said, but there's cassette tapes. How the cassette,
the actual tape,
the tape itself, and it was strewn through the trees and everything. And I'm thinking, somebody's screwing around,
kids messing around,
Yep. So once I get out of the car, and they're watching me with binoculars, and they have the two-way radios on another frequency. Well, here, my chief that just retired, he was I believe maybe a corporal back then, or he could have even been a patrolman. But anyways, contacted another guy that was a police officer, just got off, and said, hey, Brian's out of the car, he's walking up to the flare. Well, what he did was they worked on this so long, they had firecrackers, and they lit a pack of matches, and they had a cigarette, and the cigarette would burn down to the point that it would light the one match, and it would light all the matches, and then it would light off all the firecrackers. Well, Christ almighty, here I am, I get out of the car, and all at once, and I see flashes, I think somebody's shooting at me. I jump in the freaking car and I take off peeling out, and I'm getting on the radio calling for air priority that shots fired, and those guys hear it and they're keying up over me so that Burke's radio, the 911 center, didn't hear me.
Yeah, they're freaking out.
Yeah, and they're going, unit calling, so here I am, and all at once, Scott, the one officer, was coming in the opposite direction, and he said my eyes were so big and everything, and it was like, and I said, somebody's shooting at me. He's like, what? So we ended up going back. And the one guy that set off the fire, crackers and that, had all this set up. He's watching. He sees us pull up again. Watch as we get out, and I'm walking around because I said, listen, they're here. Somebody's here. It has to be kids or whatever. I don't know. But so we're looking around, and all at once, he has those shotgun shells that were like M80s that you shoot, and it goes on, and then bang. Well, he launched about 4 of them suckers, and I jumped. I pulled my gun out,
and lucky somebody didn't get fucking shot.
I know, exactly. I'm telling you, this is the shit that we did. They did to me. So
you went to church most days. You never participated in that.
No. So anyways, we ended up. It came out that I knew that they screwed with me because then.
So what was your reaction when you found that out?
Oh, I was cursing them up.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure you weren't happy.
Oh no, I said, you guys wait because paybacks are hell.
Yeah.
So we ended up then. We were good friends. I mean, listen, you can't do that.
But you don't do that to somebody you don't like, in my opinion.
What's that?
Okay, you're about to tell me I'm full of shit. I see it in your face. I don't do that type of thing to people that I don't care about. Like, if I care about you and I like you, that's what I do.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you'll know if I don't like it because I don't associate with it.
Right. But now I got to tell you, even if you like somebody today, you can't do that on the job anymore. Times have changed. Is police work fun? Yeah. But is it as fun as it was 30 years ago? Hell no.
Well, everybody's looking for that gotcha moment.
Well, it's the gotcha moment, but times changed. You have to watch your back anymore. You have to, it's just, you're a lot more busier. Just lifestyle, just everything has totally changed. I mean, and it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Right.
And is it fun to come into work some days? Hell no. There's days that, it's like I'm ready to retire, which, hey, I can retire in March, but I like the job. I like what I do. I'm glad that I got promoted. But things have changed. But going back to the fun days, it was fun because what I did was I screwed with those guys back on days but we screwed around a lot and we laughed but you can't do that nowadays because stuff that we did and we would be fired.
Done.
Yeah. And even being a chief, I would have to say, listen, you screwed up and get some type of discipline.
Sure.
I wouldn't want to fire somebody, but you can't do it because of liability.
Sure.
That's the big thing, liability.
Absolutely. So you were about to tell me something else, though. You were talking about a chief. Was it a chief you had, or something like that? Before we got into what they did when they screwed you over. You said, see, that's a sign of old age.
Yeah,
you can't remember.
Yeah.
You were saying how when you were younger, you got screwed over bad.
Oh yeah,
and then you were about to go into another story before that.
Oh yeah, because what happened was though, they screwed with me. So I'll get you back. Well, the one day they got me again. We went into what back then was Hess's Diner on 61.
Okay.
And 73. Well, I had to take a radio call, so I went out, answered the call. It was a telephone assignment, so I made the telephone call and I came back in. Well, what they did was there was 3 of us, eating supper. They took my straw out of my soda. They dipped it in the Tabasco sauce, pinched it off, and put it back into my drink. Now, apparently, when I walked in, all these people are like looking at me just around to where we were sitting. And it was like, why is people looking at me?
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm eating, and all at once I take the sip of my, soda.
Straight Tabasco.
Oh, my God. And I'm like, and it was like everybody in the restaurant started laughing. Here they knew, people. They screwed with me. And it's like, and so there, I couldn't even hardly eat my rest of my meal because my freaking throat's on fire. And it went down into my stomach, and, and I'm just like about half sick because the whole straw was Tabasco sauce.
So how'd you get them back?
Well, here, after we got done eating, the one officer had his keys laying on the table. I took his keys and walked out and jumped in my car. So I'm thinking, I got you. So I locked the door and I had the windows up and I'm like waving the keys at him.
Yeah.
So all at once he says, give me my keys. Like, nope. So I started to pull ahead a little bit and, and I had his keys.
Yeah.
So I was going to leave. Well, so anyways, I ended up putting my window down a little bit. And, once I says, buddy, you're not getting your keys. This is payback. You're going to have to get them down the road, So joking with him that I was going to drive off and set his keys down, and he would have to walk down the road to get his keys. Well, I didn't notice, but he took his mace out of the pouch.
Oh, my God.
He dosed me with mace through the crack of the window inside the police car. I had it in drive. I jump out of the car, and the car starts drifting across the parking lot at the diner, and I'm like, holy shit, and I'm like running after the car, hawking and coughing, and my eyes are burning, and I jump in, and I slam the car in the park, and here we thought that the car was going to keep drifting across and hit other cars in the parking lot. Well, so anyways, he got his keys back.
He fucking maced you.
Yeah.
What a dick. There's a level to this shit, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. like I said, it's shit that you can't do nowadays.
You can't fucking mace a guy in front of... Well, especially... There's all these people watching...
In the parking lot. Yeah, and the car's going across the parking lot.
So no calls, no complaints about this?
No. People laugh about it back then. Hell, we were telling the stories to other people. The chief that was way back then, he would laugh about it.
Holy shit.
So, but...
Fucking Mace, that guy's a dick.
Yeah. So, I mean, and Mace was funny because, we always screwed with each other with the Mace. I'm sitting in my office, and this was when I was the detective, and we would open up the windows, and, the one sergeant's office was, like, side by side to mine. Well, what he did, he reached out his window and he sprayed it down into my window, not knowing, and the breeze is coming in, and all at once I'm like, and I couldn't breathe and everything. Here, he maced me from his window outside down into my window, and then I hear him laughing, and it's like, you bastards. Like, we screwed with each other, but they really screwed with me because I guess I was eating.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude. It sounds like you didn't get anybody.
No. I did a little bit, but I mean, not like they got me.
No.
It was pretty bad.
I can't believe you got fucking maced.
Yeah.
That was Chief Brian Horner discussing some of the pranks that they used to do to each other when he was a younger officer on the police force. And, man, God, that time must have been a blast. It must have been a blast to be a cop. This next clip is the interview with Griffin LaFoot, and we discuss his, I don't know how you want to say it, the defiance about going to therapy. That he despises going to therapy and does not want to ever have to go. So we discuss that, and we discuss why, and we also talk about some of the issues I see in him.
Why are you so... What's the real reason you won't go? Because you can make time for the things you want in your life. Why can't you go and deal with this bullshit? Because it's bullshit. You get anxiety. Even you coach your son and your son goes through like all these, like, pretty much plays a sport every season, which is good because you want to keep kids active. But why can't you make time for yourself to fix shit you know is wrong? You know shit's wrong in there. You do. Look at you. You're smiling like that. Before I even finished, you were smiling. So you know you got shit wrong. So why don't you go fix it?
Who doesn't? That's like talking
Everybody.
But that's like talking about a childhood. I could sit here and go into
but it's different.
after situation after situation.
It's completely different.
I think you got a lot of people in the world today that are a bunch of crybabies and
Sure,
complain.
I agree.
I'm not one of those people. That's just the way I
and you're
roll
driving
up.
yourself nuts. What do you have to take to sleep every night?
I can't remember the name of it, but something.
Exactly. You have to take something to go to bed every night of the fucking week. That's
Not every night.
Okay,
Most nights.
5 out of 7. 5 out of 7 nights when you're not trashed, which I understand because I'm a big drinker. But when you're not drinking, you probably have to take a pill to go to bed.
Yeah, just about.
Exactly. And the reason for that is because you got so much shit going on in your head. Whether it's your kids' sports teams, I didn't even mention that. I mentioned it, but I didn't finish. Your kid plays a sport every season, which is good because you want to keep kids active. But at the same time, you talk to me every day about your kids' sports teams, and I can tell it works you up. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I can tell it works you up. And
what doesn't work me up?
That's my fucking point here. What don't you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what makes me interesting. That's what makes me me.
That also makes you make terrible decisions and yell at people and ruin relationships, and you fight before you do a podcast that 3 people are going to listen to.
Okay, so let's talk about that since you brought it up.
All right, let me get one of these fucking sausages here.
So,
Go ahead.
my wife decided that...
Are we going to mention her name? Because you mentioned mine.
No, I'm not going to mention her name.
Why? Why? Because she asked you nicely not to.
Yeah, she asked me nicely not to. But anyway.
Her name rhymes.
Let's hear this because you got nothing.
Her name... Oh, it's a hard name to rhyme. Her name rhymes with fetchin', which is what she should be doing with sandwiches for my good buddy, Griffin Lafoot.
We're going to have to bleep that last part out. Anyway, so I'm at my friend's house, and you got a fiance. You know how it goes. You know how it goes.
I know the game.
I'm having a great time. I have plans made. You know, yesterday, the day before, I said, this is what's going on today. I got work, which I fucking hate. I go to work. She's up, gives me shit before I go to work, which kind of pisses me off. But whatever. I go over to a friend's house, having a beer, playing a little bit of FIFA.
Wait. Did you say she pissed you off before you went to work today?
Yeah.
Did she piss you off today?
A little bit.
What happened?
We'll get to that. So...
Isn't that the fucking start of the story?
No, it's not the start. This is...
She pissed you off before you went to work today. That's the start.
Yeah, at the beginning of the day, the morning when I woke up, the med-ed, my electricity went out, and we had a little bit of an argument on who was going to call. And really no big deal.
No, she was home all day today, right?
She was home all day today.
Okay. You had to go to work. You got up at like 3.
Yes.
Come into work and...
When you say 3, you really mean like 6 o'clock? Cause
oh, you started at 7. I'm sorry. I started at 5. I get up at 3 to go in. So you got up at 6.
So it's like she knew. She knew that I was going to have a good day today. I'm going to hang out, have some guy time, unwind, have a few drinks. Drinking for her, for some reason, I don't know, maybe somebody in her family may have some type of alcoholic problem.
Who would that be?
I don't know.
Who would you think? Her dad doesn't drink, really, does he?
I don't know. Maybe her aunt, maybe her grandmother, I don't fucking know. Either way. So she knew, she could just tell that I'm going to have a good time. I know there's probably a lot of your listeners that are, sitting there shaking their head if you've even gotten to this point, saying, yeah, my wife knows I'm about ready to have a good time today. And she finds a way to put the taser to my testicles. It's like, I'm going to have a good time, I'm going to hang out.
Not without me.
No.
No fun without me.
Oh, yeah. You, in her book, you can have fun
Gretchen,
without
I believe you. I believe you. I take your side 100%.
Fretchen.
Yeah, Fretchen. Yeah, I didn't just say her name.
So
I did.
You can have fun without alcohol, which I don't agree with at all.
You can.
No.
You can have fun without alcohol. It's just fun with alcohol enhances the fun you're already having. That's how I look at it. I can have a great time completely sober, but it's more fun while drinking. It 100% is.
So I decided, I could call her up and said, hey, I'm at Jeff's house. What time are you going to be home? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be home when I get home. I don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to be at his house for. I don't know how long I'm going to be. Well, you said you were going there. Well, plans changed. He had things going on, blah, blah, blah. I'm at Jeff's house. I'm going to go over to Justin's house, and then I'll be home. Well, my mom invited us to this church gathering.
That sounds fun.
Church gathering. I said to her, listen,
I would have went to the church gathering, Fretchen. I would have went there.
I am not a part of that church. It is fucking weird. It is weird. Very weird. I don't want to go. And to make things better, I got to go with her mom, which I don't have a problem with her mom. I like her mom. Her mom's very nice. If you hear this, I'm not talking bad about you. I just don't like spending time with the in-laws. No offense. Just saying.
It happens. It happens.
At a church gathering with people you don't know. All I'm imagining is I'm going to get in there and they're going to try to take me into a room and indoctrinate me into their
What
church.
the fuck did you just say?
Indoctrinate.
Indoctrinate.
They're going to pull me in the back and they're going to make me believe things that I don't want to believe.
Well, why would you believe them if you don't want to believe them?
Because that's what they do.
Is that what this church thing would be today?
I don't know, but then why would I go to a thing that I'm not invited? Like, it's a church gathering.
I don't care.
Who has fun at a church gathering?
On a Saturday.
On a Saturday.
That's the problem.
And then on
that I
top
have.
of that, which makes things even worse, I get shit over it, and I'm like,
It was probably an intervention, to be honest with you. Justin, I'd like to read a letter to you. You haven't been the same. You're not the same Justin I knew when we first met. You're even more of a douchebag, which is something I didn't think you could be. And if you don't change, I will no longer... Whatever the hell your wife does for you. Probably nothing, but I'm just...
Well, it's definitely not making sandwiches, that's for
It's
sure.
not making sandwiches. It's not fetching sandwiches.
No.
She's going to be so pissed that I call her fetching.
So, literally...
Oh, miss, I'm on the Falcons website. Calm down. It'll be all right.
So literally, then I hear this.
She was on the Falcons website, right?
We were.
Yeah, I thought so.
All of us.
Well, it wasn't because of you.
Yeah. Well,
It was because of your dumb face.
So, either way. Then it turns into, well, if you're not going to this, then you're going to the birthday party tomorrow for your nephew, which all of her family is going to be there, and I can't stand her sister's ex-husband. Fucking hate his guts.
Yeah, but it's a nephew. What's bad about that? No, I'm not even being a dick here. Like, it's a nephew. You're technically an uncle. Do you have a relationship with the kid?
Not really, no.
Ah, well, then I guess who fucking cares? but
The whole family's going to be there.
yeah, it's a thing you gotta probably do.
And then I hear, I'm like, we got a party that we've already committed to, Fretchen, and I don't want to miss the party that we committed to. Well, we'll just have to be late. Well, that's not right. We committed to it, so we should probably go to it. Or, it's just not
Well, why are you
right.
going to be late? It's tomorrow. What do you got tomorrow?
This birthday party. So now
Well, you
we
didn't
gotta-
tell me about a birthday party.
Now, I'm telling you about the
Well,
birthday
you
party as we're talking.
You didn't fucking tell me there was a birthday party before you told me there was another event.
No.
No. So
I was told... listen,
you just said we're going to be late, and you gave me no reason why you would ever be late.
Time
Well,
out.
how about you back up?
So, today...
Fucking cocksucker.
Today...
I just spilled my beer.
No, that's because he's drunk.
I'm not drunk.
He's drunk.
My nose is running.
Yeah, because you're drunk.
No.
You're stone cold drunk over here. I can see a drunk when I see
When I look in the mirror, is that what you're about to say?
Anyway, I'm sitting over here sipping on an entire bottle of whiskey, which my good buddy
single
Jay
barrel.
Worley.
Because my father can't drink it because he gets violent at New Year's Eve events with the family.
Well, see, then you know how it goes at family events.
I do. But it was still, it ends up being a story, though. So I don't hate that stuff.
You don't hate your dad getting violent at family
Well, he
events?
didn't get violent. He stood up and stumbled towards somebody who was recording him with his iPhone because he couldn't put his shoes on. But at the same time, once it's done, like a week later, it becomes funny.
To you. To women.
No, but to me
I hear
and my
that.
family. Like my mother, you know my mom. You worked with my mom.
I saved your life.
You did not save her life.
I saved her life.
Yeah. Saving her life means he let a machine come down on her hands and then said, hey, don't let that come down on your hands.
When you say it like that doesn't sound well. No. That's not how it happened.
But my mother, grew up in a house where she's the only girl with 3 brothers. And she was constantly getting picked on and whatever. She's the oldest. And so she got picked on by those guys and my uncles, who I get along with, have great relationships with. They're funny fucking guys. It's probably where I get some of my sense of humor from. And and that's how she grew up. So she could take a joke. A fiance, not so much. And it doesn't sound like your wife does it very well either. I just think it's because, did your wife have brothers? Did she have a lot of brothers growing
She
up?
had one brother, which is way younger than her.
Yeah, so there wasn't that relationship. Like, my whole family, whenever we get together, well, my whole family, on my mom's side, which is basically my family because my dad's side we don't talk to. But that every get-together is just a shit-talking session. And I love that. That's my favorite thing about hanging out with that side of the family. Well, my family, it's the only side. It's a shit-talking session, and she gets it. My aunt Wendy, or my uncle Goose, his wife's Wendy, and she can take it as well. Like, it's the environment that's around us. Like, we all can take a shot, you know? And I think that's important because if that's what, Amelia's gotten better over the years, but at first, when I started, like, I would shit on her for doing something, she would take it very personally. Instead of understanding that it's just a fucking joke. I'm just busting your balls. But women seem to have a harder time with it than men. Now, if she has a whole side of the family that can't take that, well, with your personality, that could be an issue. Do you think does her family bust balls with each other? Or?
No.
No, it's very serious. Oh,
So,
you look nice. You do too.
Let me tell you a little story quick. 3 years ago, my father-in-law went to pick something up behind me, and I made a fart noise. It's like a...
First off, that's not even funny, but go ahead.
Anyway, every time I see this man, he brings up that I farted in his face.
And he can't understand
And he won't let it go. I've told him 100 times, Russ, I did not actually fart in your face. I made a noise with my mouth.
I love how you're naming everyone, but will not name yourself.
Regardless, I pretended to fart in the man's face, which it is what it is. I was kidding, and it just has not let it go since.
Well, you and your I don't know if you want to talk about that, so we'll move on. But okay, so we're not at where we are. Did we get into the conversation of why you're?
Have I told you though? Before we go any further past this, because if my wife just heard me talking about her father, she's going to be very upset. I love my wife. I love my wife. I love my wife.
That sounds familiar. That sounds very familiar. That sounds like another gentleman we work with whose name rhymes with, fuck.
Schnitzel.
Well, that's not rhyming. That's just adding a letter to his actual last name. His name rhymes with Boa Flitzel. So young Boa loves his wife. Apparently he made that abundantly clear the night of his bachelor party, which his wife should be proud of. However...
Was it because he was feeling a little guilty from too many...
He was feeling...
adult drinks.
Well, you know what? Well, I don't know. I mean, you say when you're drunk, you speak the truth. Yeah. And for my fiance's sake, I hope that's a lie. Because we have had horrible... Well, that's why I don't drink the brown liquor.
These horrible fights. Let's hear about it.
God!
I know you got one in the tank. Let's hear about it.
It usually results from me drinking Jack Daniels or rum, dark rum, or any brown liquor in general.
Is it because it's brown?
I don't know, but I can.
Does your body not like brown? Is that the problem?
I know what you're going for here, and I'm not going to give into that. But I don't know what it is. Yes, my body rejects brown. But every time I seem to drink Jack Daniels or like Calico Jack or Single Barrel or Gentleman Jack, I'm fine 95% of the night.
95.
I'll go 95 because I'm giving another 5% to she's telling me we need to leave and I react poorly.
So that was Griffin LaFoot and I discussing him not wanting to go to therapy and the arguments we get into with our significant others. This next clip is of the Derek Kirshner podcast, where we discuss growing up as friends when we were young, getting me pretty much being a pussy over girls in high school, him getting expelled, and me getting in trouble in school, and some fun childhood, some really fun memories, some funny childhood memories. This is the last clip. Hope you enjoy it. I'll see you on the other side of the clip.
So we were friends in 6th grade. Did you go to 5th grade camp?
I did, yes.
And I'm assuming we were there together at some point. Obviously, we're in the same fucking year. We had to be there together.
I only remember, Elena Jarrett.
I remember Elena Jarrett.
Yeah.
And you know what I remember about Elena Jarrett? The fucking Macarena.
You know what's kind of funny about that you brought up Elena?
That I cried in my bed,
No.
in my twin bed, to the song Angel by Aerosmith, thinking about Elena when I was a child.
I didn't know about that. I love you, Elena, so if you're listening to this, But I went to my daughter's open house when she started at District Topton.
Sure.
And we went in the main doors and walked to the left. And as we're walking down to the left, there's the little hallway that kicks to the right to emergency doors.
Yeah.
And that's where you used to make out with Elena all the time.
No.
It was before the school bus.
Let me correct you. I made out with her once. It was the last day of the school year of 6th grade. It was this big deal. We were going to French kiss.
And it happened in that hallway.
Yes. But you said all the time.
Well, okay, I'm sorry.
It happened once.
Okay, all right.
And it was this big thing. Everybody in the school, for some reason, knew Elena and I, or at least this is how it was in my mind. Elena and I were going to French kiss in this hallway. It was going to happen. Last day. I waited till the last day of school. And after that, I wasn't going to talk to her. That's how dating went back then.
Yeah, right.
So we went into this little corridor, this little side hallway. You're vibrating all that. Who is that?
It's my brother. It's all good.
So we went in this little corridor, little hallway that had doors to the outside. People were lined up. There was a line, like ants.
What, for watching?
I think so.
Or, really?
It was either waiting for a bus and watching. It was like a compilation of both. And I only know the word compilation because of Pornhub. Compilation of people. And I went in there not knowing how to French kiss. And I went in open mouth. I went in like Jaws. Like the scene in Jaws where he's like Jaws 3D. Where he's coming at the enclosure, slow motion, and I sucked on the side of her cheeks, each side. I don't know if I got any tongue in there. I don't know what I did. My mouth was open like a minute and a half before it touched her face, and we went, hello.
And that was the last time you talked to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought so. That was over.
That was it. I made out with her, and suddenly we were broken up. And then I laid in my twin bed all summer long, listening to Aerosmith's greatest hits, and I would fast forward to when I was going to sleep, because, right around when I was about to go to sleep in bed, I would fast forward to the song Angel, just because I wanted it to hurt more. And I cry like a bitch. Babe.
I never.
Oh, God, I was a fucking pussy.
Well, I wasn't friends with you then, so, yeah, I guess.
Well, you were expelled. Let's talk about that.
No, I wasn't expelled then.
No, that was sick. Was that
8th
sick?
grade.
No, but I was expelled in 6th grade. No, I wasn't. No, I made out with her in 6th grade. Okay. So, yes, we were friends yet. And I still had this outwardly don't give a fuck reputation.
You did.
Yes. So, I was never going to tell you about that. Never going to tell you how much of a fucking pussy I was when I lay there with... I even set the boombox next to the bed. And that was the whole thing. And then then after that, what happened after that? I think Andrea Lair came into the picture after that, and that was a whole other fucking thing. But let's talk about what you just mentioned. You got expelled.
Why?
Okay, let's answer Brendan Hamilton's question. A former wrestler of mine is his senior year this year. He's going to do probably fucking amazing. State quality wrestler. He asked, what was the most trouble? All PA. What's the most trouble? The trouble. Fufta. What's the most trouble you've ever gotten into in high school? I can't compete. Let me tell you my story real quick before Derek tells you his. The most trouble I got into was I received somewhere between 17 and 19 days of suspension, out of school suspension. The principal goes, all right, he's really just being a dumbass and being a big dumb oaf and being a pain in the ass. He's not really doing anything that's like harming students. So she made a rule that every time I get kicked out of class, I am then in school suspension. So if I would get kicked out second period, I would sit in a little round room in the fucking middle school, and I'd have to do my homework there, eat my lunch there, fucking have everything there. And that turned into me not doing any homework there. I would do that thing where you breathe really fast, and then you hold your neck and try and get high and pass out.
California high.
Yes, and I would try to also take as much air into my system as I could, and then see how long I could burp it out. I would do that in that little rubber room. That was all I accomplished in that room.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a good one, but yours is better. What happened that day?
Obviously, I've been into a lot of trouble in school. Stupid stuff. Whatever, from fighting to mouth off teachers and stuff. But evidently, the biggest one was the pill.
What pill?
It was Adderall.
I thought it was Ritalin.
No, basically the same thing.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah,
okay.
But it was an Adderall pill. So I got on a bus in the morning, and I rode the bus with Zach Patterson, and which I always thought Zach was a really good kid. He just couldn't figure out where he was in life. But he got in a bus, and Zach took Adderall every day. So he hops in, he sits next to me in the bus, and he's like, Derek, I have this pill, do you want it? And, at the time, Adderall pill, I didn't know what the fuck it was. Like nowadays, I probably would have took it, probably would have calmed me down, but
yeah, now.
But, so he gives me this Adderall pill, and he's like, well, I don't know, like, sell it or something, like, just get rid of it. I'm like, alright, whatever. So he, like, put it in the palm of my hand, and I just, like, grasped onto it until we got to school. So I got the school bus at the high school, and as soon as I walk off, there's, like, 4 or 5 girls facing towards me, and one of them was facing away. And I went over, because I knew the girls, and I just, like, opened up my hand from what he gave to me, and I'm like, I don't know, I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, hey, anybody want to buy this pill for $1? And they're like, no, they were like giggling, like, whatever, just get out of here, Derek. Well, the one girl that was facing away from me turned around, and it was one of the mothers. And she's like, you need to get out of here before you get in trouble. So I went into as I was walking in the front door, I, like, threw the pill into the bushes, and, went to class, everything, and a little bit later, I was getting called to the office, and Mrs. fucking, what was her, Johnson.
She's the one who saved my ass.
Bitch.
Yeah. She saved my ass, but yes, she was a fucking bitch.
She was...
Later in life, I realized
I dealt with her a lot. She just hated me, and I just didn't, whatever. But yeah, so she pulls me down to the office, and she was like, Derek, what happened outside? What kind of pill did you sell? And I was like, I didn't try to sell anything. I was like, it was a Tylenol or something. I was just, like, bullshitting. And she's like, Derek, Tylenol isn't blue. And when she said that, I, like, locked up. I'm like, I'm fucked.
You
like,
just admitted to it right there?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it was a pill. I said it was Adderall, She's like, well, where's it at? And I was like, it's out in the bushes. She's like, can you go get it? I was like, I can try to look for it. So she took me outside.
She played you.
Yeah, I went out. Yeah, well, I evidently, like, if I was like...
Now?
Yeah. I could have got out of it.
Why was it blue? I dyed it with food coloring.
I could have.
Yeah, like whatever. But you're scared shitless.
I could have said it was like an M&M mini or something.
Yeah.
Like, I could have just bullshit. But like I was like, she locked me up. I was scared. I was young, you know. So I was like, yeah, it might be outside. So we went outside.
You thought it would be okay.
Right. So
I'm
I went
admitting to it.
I went out to the bushes and I actually found it. It was really weird. I found it and I like gave it to her. She put it in a pouch. And we went back to the room. And then like 5 minutes later, my parents show up. And then like 2 minutes after that, like the fucking police show up. And so Mrs. Johnson was searching my book bag. And at the time, I had a skateboarding book bag that you would strap your skateboard into. And the weekend before, I was at the skate park. And she was searching it, and she found one of those multi-tools that like, you open up with
It had a knife and all kinds of it.
She's like, Derek, what's this? I was like, come on. Like, I was just at the skate park the day before. Like, I forgot to take it out. I was like in like a weird secret.
Sure, all those skate clothes had that. Yeah.
Right. So
your wheeled shoes.
So she's like, we're not going to worry about this. Obviously, she knew me. She had me for worse, you know. So she put it back in my backpack, and my parents came in. Police came in. They cuffed me. The whole works.
Well, how did your parents react to that?
Bad. Yeah.
I'm sure
my dad was like, I don't know. You knew he was upset, but he was holding it in. But mom was crying. It was bad, and like as I'm like getting arrested, I was like, this wasn't totally my fucking fault. I was like, Zach Patterson gave me a pill.
Yeah.
So they called him down.
You fucking dick. You rat fuck. You rat fuck.
They came down. They fucking handcuffed him. We were in the back of the police car.
And what is it? Yo, man, you fucking rat on me, man. Fucking man.
He actually didn't say much. It was surprisingly.
Zach was the king. Zach was the king of R.I.P. By the way, rest in peace, Zach Patterson. But he was the king of being in school and coming down to the lunchroom and go, man, I just got. And he's not black. He's Asian. I sound black when I'm trying to do his impression.
Korean.
He's Korean, correct? Which is Asian. That's something. I think. I don't know. But he goes, man, this fucking bitch wrote me up. I don't get why she wrote me up in the middle of fucking school. And I go, Zach, what'd you do? Why'd she write you up? All I did was call her a fucking piece of shit bitch. I'll say it. I don't get with it. She just wrote me up.
That was always, yeah.
That was Zach. 100%.
Absolutely.
So you're in the back of the cop car.
Yeah, Zach, me and him were back, cuffs behind our back. We're sitting in the back, and Zach's like, this ain't shit. Like, who gives a fuck? We're on juvie. Who gives a shit, And I'm like, yeah. Fuck them, Yeah, well, that night was the worst experience of my fucking life.
You went to where?
Juvenile detention.
Well, right, but where? Specifically? Berks County Detention?
Berks, yeah.
Where I ended up working?
Yeah. That's where I was.
You went to the best place you could go to, by the way.
Really?
Because
they were really hard on me. I mean, it wasn't a joke.
No, but you went to the best place, the safest place for you. Yes, if you would have went to like the children's home of Reading or somewhere less, they were so clockwork, staff-wise and security-wise, you weren't in danger. But they let you know they were in charge.
Yeah.
But you were never in danger of getting fucked up or anything happening to you there, because they ran a fucking tight ship there. It was the best place I ever worked. No matter what shift came in there, they did it the same. They did it. Is somebody trying?
No. Can I pee?
Yeah, you can pee.
Okay.
Go piss. Derek's taking a piss. And I'm going to have to go after you, by the way.
All right.
He's going to the bathroom with the baby wipes. Let me tell you about baby wipes. They're the best thing known to fucking man. They are the next thing to a bidet. I've never had a bidet. I've thought of installing one of a bidet in my bathroom, but then I wonder, well, what if a little shit particle gets in that bidet and then squirts back up into your ass when it tries to clean you? You get re-shitted. I think that's the term, re-shitted. That's a technical term, a scientific term people don't need to bother themselves with. But I think that's what happens. get re-shitted when the bidet shit water squirts up your asshole? I can't wait to hear what Derek talks about when he comes back in here. He's peeing right now. Him and his wife are here. And their 2 children. They're very, very lovely family. Great people. And he's going to sit down now, and now I'm going to leave. And I'm going to take a piss.
What are you talking about?
Nothing in general. Well, talking about you a little bit, talking about your family, talking about the joy of baby wipes. But talk about whatever you want to talk about as I leave. There's no substance. There's no fucking diagram to how to talk. So talk about what you want.
I was just going to continue where you were. But yeah, back to juvenile detention. Like, don't ever like even think about going there. It was terrible. It really was. When I got there, the night was pretty good, and then the next morning we woke up at I think like 6 o'clock in the morning or something, and we had to make our beds and stand outside of our door like in proper form, and I had a wrinkle in my bed, so they came in and they ripped apart my bed, and then they made me redo it. And when I was redoing it, I like rolled my eyes or something. It's something weird along those lines, and he got mad at me, and they made everybody in that cell room go into the rooms and tear apart their bed and redo it. And so I was the asshole. I was the biggest asshole because I made everybody go back in their rooms and redo their beds. It was terrible. It was the worst. When I first got there, it was, like I said, me and Zach were joking around about going to juvenile detention. And when we got to juvenile detention, we pulled up and we went into the doors, and this dude was staying there. Like, he had to be like 6'5", and he looked like Mr. Clean, like shaved head, just this big jack dude. And we got out of the cop car, and he was like, he just started yelling at us, like
right away. Yeah. By the way, I'm back from peeing.
We just knew it wasn't a joke at that point.
So when you went in there, I did a lot of work there where I got new inmates, or whatever you want to call it, new clientele, whatever the fuck you want to do. Did you have to do the whole fucking strip search and all that bullshit?
Cough and
you have to pull your foreskin back, run your hands through your fucking armpit hair, pull your balls up, all kinds of shit.
Bend over.
Dude, what is it about... I don't know about you. Well, maybe at that age it was different. Hispanics and blacks have the fucking most lintiest asses.
I never looked at it.
Well, I've had to. So, I've seen...
hold on a second. You were in that department?
Dude, yeah. I worked in that building.
I thought you worked at, like, Kids Peace or something.
No. Oh. My first job out of school... I had taken just an... Alright, here's a funny story. I should have an associate's degree. And by now, I should have a bachelor's degree. Because I went online and took more classes. I don't have either. I have more than enough credits for the associates. Way more than enough credits for the associates. I probably don't have enough for the bachelor's. But I needed 62 credits out of high school to get a job at Berks County Youth Detention, where you were.
Okay.
So I got those. I had 62, which is the same. It's the associate's degree equivalent. So I had that. So I got in there. So what that means is I got a first shift job, but I was weekend shift. I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 10s. So the most active time you could possibly fucking work.
Really?
Weekend shifts. Now, it wasn't night shifts, so
it was terrible to work? I mean...
No, it was great.
Really? Okay.
It was great. It was only great because I've worked in other corrections I see what the difference is.
Right.
That place was great. It was like being on a cloud working in that place. Like clockwork. Everything happened the way it's supposed to happen. Kids moved the way they were supposed to move. If they didn't, bam, they got nailed on their head. Everybody saw it. Done, no problem. Continue the machine.
Right.
It was not like these places where, well, on my shift I like to do it this way. Well, on my shift, no, there was none of that. It was, this is the machine. Everybody runs with the machine.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. It was the only place I've ever worked at like that. Even now where I work, it's not that way.
But what happened with that? What happened with?
Reason why I'm not there?
Yeah.
It's a county job, and they had county cutbacks. So county cut back their funding. Berks County cut back their funding. So my class and the class that got hired after me, and it's also a union job, don't forget that. It was a union.
I don't know.
So my job and my class and the class I was with, and everyone in the class after me, I'm sorry if I said before, the class after me got laid off unless you were with the county system longer than the current people. I lost my job to a woman who had 20 years as a county secretary, who typed up reports and then wanted to retire while working corrections.
Really?
She couldn't restrain anybody. She never wrote a disciplinary report on anybody. She was just a body, and she was there because she was in the union. And that's what pisses me off. Like, unions are great. I'm fine with unions, but they're not merit-based. And that's what I can't stand about them. Because I was way better. Like, I had a few guys in tears as my class was getting laid off, and they hugged us. And they said, I wish we could do something. As we went in there, they offered, I can't remember the month, but let's just say it was October. They laid us, they got rid of us like two weeks before the end of the month. And they said, well, all right, we'll pay unemployment, and we'll give you insurance to the end of the month.
Wow.
That's what they said to us.
Wow.
So,
See, the reason I was asking was, my sister applied for a Berks County prison. This is like 2 years ago. My sister's, she's a tough girl.
Yeah.
She's very strong. She knows what she's doing. But she applied there.
But does she know that?
What's that?
There's a difference, as you know.
Well, she went like, she made through the test and everything, and then she went for like the physical test, and there was like, I guess there was like 20, 30 people, and there was like basically a course you had to go through. I don't know.
I'm sure. Yeah, sure.
What she was telling me, but you have to like go through like one gate and lock it behind you, and like go through another one, lock it behind you, and like run around desks, like, and she failed at it because she like tripped over a desk or something, and they were like, "See ya."
Yeah.
Move on to the next person, and she was really upset about it.
Sure.
But, my sister's a tough girl, but I don't see her like wrestling an inmate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, it's tough.
Yeah.
You gotta be. I worked at Berks County Youth Detention for not even a year, I don't think, before they laid us off. Me and the class after us, and then I worked at the Children's Home of Reading, which is shit.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
A shit show, but not as bad. Not as bad as where I went to, which was Berks County Youth Detention, where not Berks County. Berks County Youth was good. The Academy in Pittsburgh, the Academy, that place was a free for all.
Really?
That was a fight. Every day you went to work. Every single day you went to work, you were fighting.
I remember you telling me that you almost got sick of it.
Yeah, because I was the guy. Oh my God! There's a problem in this room.
Yeah, you were the big guy. Like, you were the only decent sized guy.
Me and more or less, me and 1 to 2 other guys were the guys that got cold.
I mean, you're still a pussy in my eyes.
As it should be. But we every day was fighting. Like fighting. Not like, okay, you got me. No, fighting.
Full out fighting.
Like, people would try to punch me in the face, and I would have to not punch them, because we're not allowed to hit. We would have to place them in a therapeutic hold, which meant me grabbing them and throwing them on their fucking heads. And in the last podcast, I talk about how I had to repaint a locker room because I split some kid's ear in half.
Nice.
Yeah, but again, kid is in quotes because these were 17 to 19-year-old people. And if you're going to throw your hands at somebody at that age, if you're even on the street, somebody's going to fuck you up, or you're going to fuck them up. But I wasn't going to get fucked up. And a lot of these kids think they can throw hands, which is great. Throw hands all you want. If you're black, you think you can throw hands to a white guy. That's just what it is. But guess what? What happens when I grab you and I toss you on your head and I'm on top of you? You have no idea what to do.
Well, it's a whole different story.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. You know, you can stand toe to toe with somebody and beat shit out of somebody, but if somebody is a good wrestler like yourself, you have no chance.
Well, that and how many street fights stay on their feet?
Like for like the first 5 seconds.
Right, you're grabbing. After that, you're grabbing.
Absolutely, it's to the ground.
Exactly. So that's why I tell your daughter she should be a fucking wrestler.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely be a wrestler.
Yeah.
So, how's your mother? Okay.
It's funny because I told her about this podcast.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. And she's like, well, I have to work. I won't be able to listen to it. And I'm like, oh, it'll be on Werley's page. So she's going to be listening.
She's going to listen to the porn you jerk off to.
Yeah, I guess.
Mrs. Kirshner, Derek's a foot guy. Don't paint your nails anymore.
I hate you.
Okay, let's move on to the...
So back to...
Okay, go ahead.
Back to where we...
you were in juvie.
No.
Are we going back there?
No. Let's go back further now. Let's go back to like where we originally started. Like we became friends in 6th grade.
Yes.
And then from there on, it was just parties. Basically, remember the first party where I got my name?
What was your
At
name?
your house.
Continue.
Come on.
I don't remember your name.
Fist.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Andy Miller coined you that.
Yes, Andy Miller.
And why was that?
Yeah, so I was dating a girl at the time.
What was her name?
Teresa.
Okay, yeah.
But passed away a few years ago. So we were dating, and I didn't drive at the time, so I somehow ended up at your house because you were having a party.
No, my brother was, and I probably invited you. I didn't throw parties, he did.
Okay.
I'm antisocial.
I was there for a party.
Yeah, he definitely threw it.
But so I was there for the party, and something was going on with me and her, so I kept calling her. We didn't have cell phones, we fucking new kids nowadays. We used to have radio, so I was calling from the house phone, and every time I called from the house phone, I'm talking to her, and people were picking up the phone in the kitchen, just speaking in gibberish, just being assholes out in the kitchen. And I came out and I'm like, please, I'm talking to my girlfriend, just...
Yeah, that's how he probably said it. That's how he probably said it.
The first time. Then the second time I came out, because they did it again, is when I, got pissed off and I punched the phone on the wall, and it fell off, and my good friend Andy Miller was like, Derek, you just monkey-fisted... No, you said that.
One of us.
Somebody said, you just monkey-fisted my phone off the wall. And they're like, oh my god, you just got your new nickname.
Can I stop you? You're drinking your beer. You have not drank your fucking...
I've been sipping on it. It's you've been going back and forth.
Yeah, but holy fuck. I'm drinking strong-ass vodka.
Yeah, well, you fucking topped this off.
Look at this.
All
Look
right.
how much is fucking in this left. You gotta catch the fuck up.
You barely drinking.
Are you fucking kidding me? I drank a
That's
quarter
what
of
it
it.
looked like when you showed me that.
You're full of fucking shit.
Yeah.
Good thing this isn't a visual podcast. Or you two fat people sitting there. So anyway, yes, you punched my phone.
Yes, I did. I knocked it off the wall.
Yes, we didn't agree after that.
It was broke. Justin was extremely pissed at me that night.
Yes, I was.
Because
my parents...
It's his parents' house.
Yes.
He's going to be in trouble for it.
They never cared about the party.
As long as nothing gets destroyed.
Yes, they knew it was happening. As long as when they came home, everything was looking normal.
Right.
And of course,
So
Derek couldn't leave that happen. Derek couldn't leave that happen.
But
now, there were many parties. There were a few parties where you were at that house.
Yeah, I was there for a few.
Do you remember one party where you were with a known, well, not known at the time, but a known stripper?
Oh. Yes, I do.
She worked at Al's Diamond Cabaret, and Greg Chase texted you. How did that text message go?
So I dated this girl for a little bit. We started hanging out, and
How did the text? Tell me the text message. I really want to hear the text
well, let me
message.
get to that point.
Okay.
I started hanging out with this girl. I thought she was.
We'll call her
too good for me.
Shabby.
Yes, we'll call her Shabby. I thought.
Stop touching my fucking leg!
Damn it! I was just reaching out. Okay. So, long story short, it was a girl I thought that she wasn't interested. She was. We dated for a little bit, and then we ended up breaking up. And a good friend of mine, ex-good friend of mine, Greg Chase, texted me one night, and he was like, yo, Shabby is a stripper. And I was like, no, there's no way. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm staring at her butthole right now. That's how
I love that story.
That's how he texted me back. And I was like, are you kidding me? He goes, no, I'm at Al's, and she's in front of me.
I love how you called it a butthole.
I know, right? That's exactly how he texted me. I'm staring at her butthole right now. But yeah.
I'm staring at her butthole right now?
Right.
I'm fucking staring at her butthole.
Pretty much. But yeah, I haven't seen her at...
No, Abby McFerrin. Oh, fuck. Shabby McFerrin. That's what we'll call her. But no, I hear tell, as they say, she was not expecting the first encounter. And she may have had a surprise for you. Can you tell me what that was?
A surprise for me?
Yeah, I thought you would remember this. Well, it's quiet, so I guess you don't remember
No,
that.
I don't remember this.
She had a very hairy...
On Shabby?
She had a very hairy pussy.
Oh, yeah, your parents...
Oh, yeah.
So one of the first dates I was with her, I took her to Justin Werley's house for a party. And,
Thanks.
yeah, that's where we were. And, we were getting to know each other and stuff, and she wanted to hook up. So we went into
Go ahead. Go say it.
your parents' bedroom.
Wash the sheets. Although I think you have a new bed, so whatever. Fuck it.
We go in there, and
At least it was young ass.
I pull her pants down, and it's like...
It's like your beard right now?
Yeah, basically. It was like, what was it, a scary movie? She's like, oh my god. And she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know we were going to have sex. I'm like, oh, whatever. And then we weren't doing too much, and I hear somebody pounding on the door, and I was like, just give us a minute, and it's your brother, and he's like, Jason's like, you're being an asshole, you're being disrespectful, get the fuck out of my parents' room. And then I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, this guy fucked up. Like, I should at least try it in your bedroom.
Yeah, that would have been better.
But yeah.
So then what happened? Did you consummate?
Then we drove somewhere. I think we drove to somewhere down the street or something. Yeah.
And the car sex. The good old car sex.
Yeah.
Which was never good.
In the bush.
It was always okay.
Yeah.
Car sex. It was sex.
Well, you know what? I think about that? Car sex was just sex, back in the day. Then
Where was your spot? Where was your spot
I used to
for
have a
car
spot
sex?
down past my parents' house. It was a little pool.
Well, you guys are back in the woods, so it's probably easier.
I mean,
my spot was the cemetery.
You had a spot one time. You got caught, and you had your hairy ass stuck between your sheets.
Yes, I think I've told this story before. It was at the Kutztown Armory.
Is that what? Okay. Okay.
And I don't know if I told this story. Fucking your foot.
No, I didn't touch you.
No, I fucking felt your foot.
No, I didn't.
Anyway, we were at the Kutztown Armory, and
Where the hell is the Kutztown Armory at?
right up by the fairgrounds, probably to the left of the fairgrounds. And we were in there, and we were fooling around in the back, both completely naked, pretty much probably having sex at this point. And I see a cop car roll up behind me. And I go, oh, fuck, there's a fucking cop car. So I go to jump into the front seat.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but weren't you in like your little black Sunbird or whatever?
No. This was the Impala.
Oh, okay.
The silver Impala.
That was your first car.
No.
That you got from Jason. Okay.
And my fat ass got stuck in between the two driver's seats. And then I had to go, kind of squish through it like a fucking worm. And then I got in that front seat. The car was on, by the way, because, you need music. And you need heat in the winter. So the car was on. So I threw it into drive and I started going. The fucking lights come on. Lights me up. So I'm sitting in the front seat fucking naked as shit. Little fucking bird with a little fucking robin sitting between my legs. Because when the cops go up, you just fucking shrink the fuck up.
I thought the cop was coming up to your car.
You're not done. I'm not done.
Sorry.
I'm not done.
Sorry.
Son of a bitch. And so he lights me up. I stop. Because I'm not about to get arrested for this. So I stop. I roll the window down. He shines the light in the car. What's going on here? What's going on? And I go, oh, no, the officer. I'm fucking naked. You can fucking tell what's going on. He goes, I go, well, we were fucking around. And I was very honest with the guy. Because,
Right.
I worked at corrections. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking lie. He knows what goes on.
What are you going to lie about? You're fucking butt-ass naked.
Exactly. So, we were fucking around, and we thought it was private up here. We thought we could get away with it. And he shines the light on her, and she's like in like fetal position, but sitting up straight. And he goes, ma'am, are you okay? She goes, oh yeah, I'm fine. Like I was doing no work back there whatsoever. And then he looks at me and goes, so, what are we gonna do about this? I go, can I put some fucking underwear on? And he shines the light on my dick, which is now basically an innie. And he goes, yeah, go ahead. And then I put my shit back on, and he comes back to the car, and he goes, all right, just get the fuck out of here. Don't be an asshole. I'm not going to write you a ticket. Get out of here. It was the most humiliating thing ever.
That's awesome.
Dude, you know how hard it is to keep an erection while a cop's fucking shining a light on your dick?
So that's the episode. That is episode 25. Hope everybody has a great New Year's Eve. Hope everybody has a great New Year's Day. And welcome into 2019. Get welcomed into the new year with, I don't know, something fucking inspirational. Act like I said something that was really profound and inspirational here. 2019 is the year of me. Anyway, just don't be a cocksucker in 2019. That'd be great for everyone. All right. Thanks for listening to the show. 25 episodes down. Who knows how many more. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of the podcast. It's been a great year. We're looking at bigger and better things in the new year. Follow us on Instagram. Like us on Facebook. Be our friend on Twitter. Gab, I'm not on there a lot, but check us out on there. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. That is important to me. Subscribe to the channel. All right, everybody, go out there, New Year's Eve, get fucked up, have a safe time, have a fun time, and I'll see you next week. Later. You know how hard it is to keep an erection while a cop's fucking shining a light on your dick?
I'm just saying, don't get upset. Let's get to the bottom of it. I'm just saying, don't you take it personally.